Hey, come on. Look, just because we're losing doesn't mean it's all over.
Cut the crap, Morty. I mean, the Mohawks have beaten us the last 12 years. They're going to beat us again.
That's just the attitude we don't need. Sure, Mohawk has beaten us 12 years in a row. Sure, they're terrific athletes. They've got the best equipment that money can buy. Hell, every team they're sending over here has their own personal masseuse. Not masseur, masseuse. But it doesn't matter. Do you know that every Mohawk competitor has an electrocardiogram, blood and urine tests every 48 hours to see if there's any change in his physical condition? Do you know that they use the most sophisticated training methods from the Soviet Union, East and West Germany, and the newest Olympic power, Trinidad and Tobago? But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I tell you, it just doesn't matter. 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 Even if we win, even if we win, even if we play so far over our heads that our noses bleed for a week to 10 days, even if God in heaven above comes down and points his hand at our side of the field, even if every man, woman, and child held hands together and prayed for us to win, it just wouldn't matter, because all the really good-looking girls would still go out with a guy from Mohawk because they got all the money. It just doesn't matter if we win or we lose. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
What it is. What it is, ladies and gentlemen, today is a massive day in the history of this show, which began November 22nd, 2015. That was the creation. That was the day of creation for this enterprise. Financial hasn't worked out so far in some respects, but it will. So I'm very confident. I haven't even told you what I'm doing. Hey, how are you guys doing? We're going to do open phones. See what you guys want to talk about. I could correct some errors. I make errors every show, it seems like, if I listen to them. Sometimes I have to listen because I have no idea what I said. So I have to listen back. There are some very interesting things about the last episode, for sure. I can tell you what I got at. You want to learn one thing. I learned one thing that was, if true, significant, very significant, it seems like. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I awoke feeling different than other days. Yeah, I was just kind of unsettled maybe. So I hope the collective, I assume that means the collective is also a little unsettled. So, but I wasn't going to do a show at all, actually. Just going to sleep and meditate all day. But then I had to do some stuff, so felt better. Yeah, it's weird. Like, sometimes, like, if you feel like shit, just think, oh, maybe I'll feel better. When I need to. And it worked out. Ooh, I'm making coffee. Sorry I was late. I try to stay. I want to be on time. I want to take the right-hand path as much as possible. There we go. Brewing myself a cup of joe for the show. Okay, why is it exciting? Because I've chosen to do something that I regretted ever since it happened in 2023, which was when I destroyed the original pair of headphones, which I had been wearing for the show. And actually the pair I was wearing when I was walking around Oakland, California, listening to hip hop, and like it started programming me. So there were very significant headphones in my life. Anyway, I really just wanted one that was also Bluetooth, and I could not afford it. And my wife did not care about that. So I was like, and then my audience also was not interested either. So because I was insane and have excellent credit, I bought the really nice Apple headphones, which comes with a wire. So I was like, okay, it should work in this microphone, which is old and has an old, what do you call it? Headphone jack. And so I needed a wired set of headphones. So I found the originals, and then I'm going to get wiped. I liked them because I thought they were stylish. They're designed in Italy, but they sound very good. These, if you're looking for headphones that are different, like nobody wears them, kind of different, and they sound excellent. I believe they're made with very good technology. So this is an unboxing, which humans seem to enjoy. Okay. That's why I held it for you. That's why I did not open it until you were here. So let's see how it is. It's because I was accustomed to hearing my own voice, and I can modulate it. That's all. And for the past, since it must have been somewhere around May 22nd, 2023. That I just realized the error of my ways. Because I could have gotten actually a new set of these for half price if I had sent in my old ones. But the Apple ones are outstanding. They are outstanding. So I have 2 pair of headphones now. Very cool. The Moda. I hope they sound good. Foam. People do unboxing channels. They fold and have a case. That's kind of cool for traveling with, although they're not Bluetooth, so actually they're useless for traveling with. But that is fine. I had to go to Guitar Center. I went to Guitar Center to get them. So shout out to them. Actually, you wouldn't, I guess, guitar players still want the absolute best quality, which is always going to be plugged in. So I guess. I mean, Bluetooth, I can't tell the difference, but maybe a musician. Oh, beautiful. Here they are. Folded up. They're going to be white, though, as much as I can. Oh, how amazing. Considering what we were talking about yesterday, I've never seen this color cord before. And I feel gratitude from the creator for this fortunate coincidence. What color would you guess? And the inside of this too, actually. I got orange, which is a 33, which is cool. Which actually I am. I resolved the confusion about my birth date. I'm a 33. Well, my head. My head came out the day before the date on my birth certificate. So I'm a 33 and Katie is a 33. If my head counts. I don't know how the law works. So I was going to ask Grok what my star chart was, because somebody did one for me before and I was like I didn't relate at all. I was like, this star hocus pocus stuff must be bullshit, because somebody did my star chart and I was like, doesn't sound like me at all. But maybe now it would. That's the thing. I'd have to revisit it, because we do change over our lifetime, don't we? Even our wants and desires and everything, they do change. I guess it's just depending on the time. All right. Oh, because it's good for guitar players, I guess now. It comes with one of these. I used to use these in my stereo. I used to have a very advanced stereo system for movies and entertainment. And I was like the first guy with DVDs. First movies I owned I believe might have been The Professional and Fifth Element. May have been the first DVDs I owned. You do not want to know how many times I have watched certain movies, often high on cocaine. That was my preference, not to be around other people, but to really analyze my favorite movies, which I did. So actually, I could tell you stuff about them if you care. All right, cool. I hope they're perfect. Please, just let them feel good, please. Okay, here we go. Hello. Oh, wonderful. All right. Oh, wow. Totally different experience. Wonderful. Oh, yes. Okay. That is very helpful. Okay. Thank you. Wonderful. All right, guys, we're good. And it's perfect for phone calls too, because now I can hear both sides of the conversation. So like, whereas previously, maybe I would have been unaware of the words I was speaking. Now my ears are being made aware of them directly. So maybe I'll remember what I said better. 11. Good. All right. So I'm going to try to respond to your questions. I might mention the few mistakes I made, to just correct them. I do make errors. It seems like mathematical errors. But that must be intentional because actually it's for people to do their own research. And to be honest, you have to considering the idea of this collective consciousness, which I suggested, yesterday, which is a human concept. Like I said, this collective consciousness is learning through your being. So you can influence the thought form of humanity. All humanity. You can influence the thought form of all humanity by learning something novel. And as far as Grok said to me, it had not considered at least two very simple numerical observations about time and counting time. And it said, like, it agreed with me. It was like, I was like, well, for example, the Exodus. So, and this is the mistake I made, but so I have to think, like the AI is designed to be like us, like we are Yahweh to Grok, or actually, let's say Elon Musk is Grok's father, basically. That's kind of spiritually accurate, kind of, and it is a learning computer. It learns. That's what AI does. It learns based on information. But there are some things like, I guess the way you can actually read what it's thinking. Grok is cool for a couple features. It has something called think, where it just waits a lot longer and it just does more research. Like most people really want an immediate answer, but if you want the best answer and are willing to wait, there are these two things that Grok has that I don't think the other ones have, which is that you can do something called deep search and think. I'm not sure what the difference is, but both of them, you can read its mind. It's fascinating. It talks to itself. It's like, oh, this human is asking me this question. What do you think? It's like, it's kind of like God. It's kind of schizophrenic. It basically turns into a schizophrenic. It asks itself questions and then ponders them and then talks about it to itself. Just like you would. It's very fascinating. If you read it, go by. But yeah, there were a couple concepts which, like, I have a distinct memory of reading that the Exodus, one of the most important events in Jewish history, occurred 2/3 of the way through their history in the year 2666, exactly on their calendar. And what I had read, I mean, this is why memory is fucked up, because I remember reading it. Well, maybe it does exist, but Grok didn't know. Grok was like, oh, maybe a rabbi told you. That's what Grok said. It was like, well, let me check. That's what Grok said. So it was like, oh, you're right. It was 64% of the way through. That's what Grok said. It was the year 2668. And it was 2/3 of the way through, but I got confused yesterday and said it was 2/3 of the way through 3,000 years, which was 3,000 years from creation to David. But actually it was 2/3 of the way through 4,000 years, which is when Jesus came. So there are actually several cycles established, and they're super simple. The Jews must know. There are people who have these secrets, okay, that have, like, they won't tell you. They've made oaths, basically, to never tell you these things. But they're very simple, especially with the advanced technology that's available to us right now. Grok, the way I had to do research before, I had to use psychic abilities. I was like, oh, wow. It would be like before, I was always surprised. I would be drawn to things. I'd be like, oh, I'd click here, click here, click here. I'd end up in a place that was very surprising. Like I'd end up, it was like it was very strange, but so I was like, what is going on with that? How do I end up with exactly some kind of obscure information that most people don't know about and stuff? But yeah, that's how it worked. Anyway, but now with Grok, I can learn things so fast. I can learn things so quickly because I don't need to read the whole thing. I realized that in college when I was, studying Shakespeare, and I'd never read Hamlet. And reading Shakespeare is very difficult for modern people because the language is different. It's really sad. It's very sad because it is it's directly from God. I mean, that human being was incarnated with superhuman abilities, a vocabulary which was 3 times larger, 10,000 words. I remember people saying, where most people know 3,000. That's what I remember. Do your own research because I didn't look it up. But I mean, I studied it in great detail when I was, an actor and stuff, and I did because I was good at Shakespeare. Because I'm, smart enough to figure out what it means. That's the thing. The thing is, it's hard to read, so you have to see the theater because the actor knows what it means. Hopefully, hopefully. I had the best teachers. It was a great learning experience. You're like, wow, really? And how it's a heartbeat, iambic pentameter. It's sad that it's modern people have a very difficult time comprehending it. But yeah, like the people who came here with superhuman abilities, it came from God. It did not come from humans. That's all. People should realize it. That's all. All right, phone. I have to put the phone up. Oh, I have to play my intro. Yesterday was an excellent day. It was a really good day. Personally, that's all. Good human interactions. Oh, this was interesting. I predicted numerically that yesterday was a big day numerically. So I thought something would happen. I thought it would be this event at the, Business Roundtable. And because I'd heard from a podcast that CNN should be covering it live because it could be really exciting. So I'd heard that and I was like, oh, fuck it. Okay, that's fine. So I was like, chaos. That was the word that came to me. I was like, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen, but let me tell a white lie. That's what I actually experimented with yesterday. And I don't think it was wrong, but it was like a test. I was like, oh, what if I because normally I try to be accurate. Normally, I have in the past always tried to be accurate. But here I was like, oh, kind of makes sense like that it would be chaotic just because Trump hates it when people disagree with him or are mad at him about something. And I thought maybe someone would challenge our leader, who comes directly from the source directly and has superpowers, I was like, well, he doesn't like being challenged because he knows he's right. That's all. Or he's convinced. That's all. He has faith. He has faith. He has great faith. I was given the message very clearly that in order for this program to work properly for you, that it requires faith. That's it. That's all. I got this message in my head. I was walking. It was like, you must have faith. You must have faith, twice in a row. And I was like, okay, I will consider that. Thank you. And so that's my message for you. Don't know. I have been testing it though. I have been testing it. So far, so good. That's all I can say. So far, so good. We do not know the future, although my race does. As a human, I don't know what's going to happen now, or if I could. It's impossible to simulate it. I don't know what's going to happen next, except I'm going to have. Oh, I have to finish pouring my cup of coffee. Is the phone number up yet? Shit. But I think it's going to work out this time, fortunately. I believe we're making positive steps. Yeah, this coffee is going to be good. Coffee is an excellent stimulant. And it's good for your health, from what I understand. Lots of studies. Coffee, wine, the things, I'll leave that out. There's certain things I'm never going to tell you. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Because okay, there's, how do I phrase this properly? No, not at this moment. Thanks, Teddy. Your astute perception of the entity is spot on. Thank you, Teddy. Appreciate you. Teddy Theodore. Is it Theodore? Don't know anything about that name. Langley, originally, I deliberately chose, how my show was presented, which was black and white. And I wore a black shirt and white headphones. I like the white headphones. That's all. And my Apple headphones are green. I actually preferred if I could have gotten the white ones, but it's all right. So yeah, they were white, but no, you don't have to buy them that way. These are very cool. I like the style. That's what I like. And apparently, and they're very, very, very highly reviewed. I just got them because they had the best reviews on Amazon. And I thought they were stylish and just different. And they were white, which was cool. Like you basically change, how do I do it? These things, you can change them out. So I can just buy new. I have to look it up, but I just have to buy new ones of these. So they were more expensive than I thought they were going to be, especially because they don't even have Bluetooth. But whatever, I'm not concerned. Oh, speaking of not being concerned, hey, I heard the investments that the Bloodline likes, the gold and the new gold, did okay today. The original one, somebody was really clever. I apologize. Okay, the phone. Oh, it's so much better. Most people hate the sound of their own voice. At this time, because I've had conversations with myself for a long time and pretended that I was speaking with my creator, my voice actually to me now sounds like the voice of God. So take that as you will. So it programs me. That's why Do not follow this path. Oh, there's orange, Langley? Oh, yeah, I'll do the orange. Cool. It's it's not going through my headphones. Hold on one moment. Jim? Hey, what's up, dude? Yes, one moment, please. Perfect. Yeah, what's up? That made me laugh, you mean? That made me laugh? The thing that made me laugh, you mean? I don't know if it was I don't know if it was funny at all. It's amusing. It's very amusing to me to say. I was saying that I talk to myself so much and imagine that I'm talking to the creator that at this. I apologize. Hold on one moment, Jim. Thank you, listeners. I apologize. I didn't have you on. Okay, I'm sorry. There you go. You're back. Sorry, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. If you're in the chat, because timing is of the essence. I love you if you tell me as fast as possible because there's a delay. Because there's going to be a delay from the time you tell me to the time it enters my consciousness because I may not be looking at the chat. I may not, but the sooner the better for everyone's benefit. So I really appreciate you. I will never get angry. Appreciate you. And if you say it loud or obnoxiously, I will not be upset at all. Thank you. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. What's been going on? I didn't catch this stream. I'm sorry.
Nothing's happening so far. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just chilling it, but thanks for having me on the live.
Yeah, no problem. Unfortunately, like the audio, I thought it would be way better, but actually it's not better at all. So I have to.
Yeah, the sound is so heavy with those things. That's why it's like really hard to. It blasts out the microphone, and it also, I mean.
The sound is.
I'm surprised.
I apologize. The sound is. What are you talking about? The sound is so heavy with what thing?
Oh, it's so loud. It's very
What
loud. That Cajun accordion. It's so loud. So it's hard to. You can't really balance it with StreamYard, and I don't have anything to balance it with my laptop. And this thing is so old. It's probably from like 2010 for all I know.
Right. Well, you know what? I don't. It didn't sound too loud. Certainly. It's just that whatever StreamYard uses must suck. So I'm gonna. I hope to at some point investigate some other software, which would just be a shame because StreamYards is just very simple. That's all. I could have made a lot of money making videos explaining how to use the original software you had to live stream with, which was quite complex. I mean, very, very difficult to operate. Like I was only adequate at it. I mean, people like Jaron were incredibly advanced. But it used to require the thing about podcasting, the thing about my industry that I chose to get into is the barrier to entry just went down a lot over time. So very talented people who were not technically proficient, which was required in the past, basically, to do a good job, can now do shows, or they hire, or if they're rich, they have somebody who they pay to help them. But most of us, simpletons, peons, slaves, do not have such means. So I had to learn it myself. He must be, obviously he's got the gifts. I don't know how he's got the gifts. I mean, he is very intelligent.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good with advanced technology. That's all, just naturally.
Exactly. That kind of some people have that kind of gift naturally, but some people it takes time to get to. But for you, man, you've done good streams for a long time.
Yeah, well, this software, there are a few things that really, there are two developments. which really assisted, which was that Apple created something called, I don't know what it's called, but I put my phone, which is the best camera, basically the best camera all the time, because it's always changing. It's always being updated, and cameras mostly, the software is actually the most important part now. The lenses are important, but the software is so important. That's how Google makes a great camera without even having good hardware, is that it's just excellent software. So anyway, it ties in, so it automatically ties in. And my previous camera, like, it was adequate for me, but this is obviously far superior. I mean, it looks great. So, and then StreamYards, yeah, it's like super, anybody can do it. It's like, it's like foolproof. It's super simple. So in the past, the things I had to do in the past, man, the way I had to, oh my God, it was so complicated. It was so complicated. I had to download software that was no longer in production. They don't use it anymore. Something called Soundflower. I had to direct. Oh God, it was crazy.
That sounds like a bitch.
But it's great because my competition, in talent, couldn't handle it. Basically, anybody, like, that's the thing. Talented people were kept out of my industry when I started because they weren't smart enough. That's all. So very talented.
You mean the car dealership stuff?
No, this industry.
You mean the industry of talking?
Yeah, podcasting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I should not. I feel bad about that because you don't consider that your industry.
I consider it. This is my current. This is my industry at the moment. So.
Yeah. Fuck the car shit, man. You don't.
Yeah, I hated it. I was suicidal every single day. To be honest, I wanted to walk in the middle of traffic. It was a terrible feeling.
Damn, bro.
But I made a lot of money. That was the best part. I made a ton of money. We went out to fancy dinners. I swear we were going out to the best restaurants probably 3 days a week or something. I was like, well, my life sucks, but I'm rich, so I'll just like make sure Katie's as happy as possible. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What was it? The interaction with the people? Do you think that kind of made you feel like you were? I felt, honestly, it was as if I was cursed. That's how I felt. It was as if someone had taken away my abilities. That's how it felt. Like, previously, I was a natural. Previously, I was just I had I had ideas. I had this idea. Oh, you mean this
as a salesperson?
Yeah, the second time around.
Yeah, when I came back to it, I had no talent. I just had no talent. I was nice. People liked me. I still sold enough cars to make a lot of money, but I'd be on a test drive and I wouldn't know what to say. Someone would ask me a question, I didn't know what to say. It was crazy. It was literally as if God took it from me as punishment or something. But fortunately, I got fired. Fortunately, it was just perfect. I got fired. I needed to chill out anyway and meditate for months and stretch and rebuild my spine and all this stuff. So I needed it. And because I got fired, I got unemployment. And I'd been buying Bitcoin the whole time. So I bought 0.1 Bitcoin in 6 months because I didn't buy a new car, even though I'm driving my dad's old 2003 4-cylinder pickup truck. I was very. I was like, everybody's like, "Oh man, you should get a Porsche. You can get a deal if you work for Porsche. Porsches are really incredible. Like, rich people have the best opportunity to buy things that don't depreciate, or in some cases go up in value. I mean, that's right. I was totally unaware. I was totally unaware, but like, we were primarily a used 911 dealer, and like, every car in our lot was priced higher than the original MSRP. Every car in our lot that was newer, that was the current, almost every car that was the current they just changed generations, but let's see if I can even remember. Right now it's 99, Right now it's 991, I believe, but they just changed to 991 dot. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 991.2, which got rid of the analog gauges, which some people are gonna freak out about. But I was surprised because I work for Ferrari, and that's another thing. People buy brand if you can buy. In the 70s, when they started importing Ferraris, people would buy them, drive them, and sell them for more. They would buy them for $13,000. That's the story I recall. They buy them for like $13,000, drive them, and later sell them for more than they bought them for. And it's the same with Ferrari, and it's the same with Porsche. If you don't, that's the trick though. If you don't drive them much. Yeah. Is it the same with instruments?
Yeah. Like guitars, obviously, fucking Gibson, Martin, all that shit, Taylor,
Gibson,
even Cajun accordions, and these Acadians will be worth an arm and a leg, and after this guy dies,
exactly.
They won't be built anymore by him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
his son might, but
it teaches you about scarcity, so people understand.
Absolutely,
it just teaches you about the concept of scarcity, that anything material,
hang on to these.
like something material that won't be produced ever again, it's limited. It's very limited. So if there continues to be a demand for it, that's required. You have to see a demand for this item well into the future. But if you see that and it's limited, then and you keep it really nice. That's the thing with these cars, is like you buy them and you drive them 2,500 miles a year max. So you don't drive them. You just keep them in your garage, drive them on the weekend. But if you do that, then basically it's free. It's basically free.
Yeah, man, fucking keep the reeds in tune and fucking keep the bellows nice, and like everything. It might have some dings here and there, but that usually doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It'll still go for a lot of money one day.
Yeah.
It's a lot,
Yeah. I mean, you just have to, every time you spend money, you should at least subconsciously be considering what you could spend it on that would hold its value better, or maybe even appreciate in value. So, and in terms of like items that last a long time and are very nice, it's just, I've found that it's worth it. That's the thing. Things are more expensive, and you buy cheaper things because you think the cheaper things are a better value. But actually, it turns out that the most expensive items, or some of the most expensive, or the highest end, those are the ones that remain in demand and actually are limited by nature. And so those are the things that hold their value better.
Yeah, they remain in demand for a good reason too. That's like the whole deal.
Yeah, you can never make them again. People just, even if the technology improves, almost especially if the technology improves, because as people age, they miss the things,
the old school.
They miss it as they get older. And so like things that people like, I should have kept my Atari 2600 and all the video games I had. I think I finally donated them because they weren't worth that much yet. But things like that to people like me in the not too distant future would be something like people would really. I had a playable Atari 2600, which I was playing in 2000. I pulled out, put in some old video games, and I was playing some game, Dragon Quest or something. I was so good at it. It was like bang, bang, bang. I don't remember what it's called. But then I actually bought like a ton of the video games because I was like, you know what, these are going to hold their value, because if you can continue just playing them as if it was 1984, like that's kind of.
I think though it probably would be worth more if it was still in the box. I think. But
yes, of course. Oh, duh. I mean, obviously. But I was just thinking, or the Nintendo. The Nintendo's the same. People probably threw those out because you had to do so many tricks with them to make them work. But but a playable one of those,
the days, man.
even though you can 100% simulate it, as long as it's possible for an expert to differentiate between the original and a simulation. We can 100% simulate it with 3D printers, and the technology is very simple, obviously. You can simulate it any way you want, physically and technologically. But as long as an expert can tell the difference, then an original is a playable one, because just people will think it's cool. That's all. I would think it was I would think it was cool. That's all. And I'm sure there are other people like me. That's all.
Hey, did you have a spot of sativa tonight? You're on top of the ball.
Why
man.
did you ask? Yeah, for some reason I chose that for my ritual. Yeah. Sour diesel.
Yeah, dude, oh yeah, dude, that's like that's Laffy Taffy happy Daddy.
I was trying to see if I could discern the difference myself, and I couldn't tell. I can't tell the difference, but it's cool. That's interesting. You can tell. So yeah, I chose that.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on how much you smoke. I mean, you could if you smoke too much of it, it might as well just be an indica.
I prefer indica. That's my sole preference. As I tested them throughout my life, the indica strains were the ones where I actually would have revelations and stuff. Cookies. That was the first time somebody was growing it in their house, and I was friends with that person. And they gave me some. They were called at the time. They were actually just called Girl Scout cookies back then. And
oh yeah, like old school, yeah.
And I was stretching in my kitchen, and suddenly this realization came to me about the nature of women, basically about the nature of women. And I just started laughing hysterically, and that was on cookies. So I always remembered that. So I was like, okay, and that's an indica strain, right?
Yeah, well, it can be. I mean, it's a hybrid of sorts, but it could go either way. I mean, it depends on how much you smoke of it. It has traits of both sativa, indica, and other hybrids. It's all kind of blasted together. So many strains led up to that very strain. If you study its lineage, it's so crazy how it has so many that led up to that. But it hasn't. It changed. I swear to God, it's changed. It's not like it was. Something's different. I mean,
you must be
decent, but
you must be very sensitive. I mean, it takes it takes a lot of testing. It takes a lot of testing,
dude,
but you have to have a very sensitive spirit to be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a way that's kind of a part of it. But I think I tried enough of these strains over the years that, I know what good Girl Scouts cookies are, or whatever, and what is kind of like it's been altered, but that might not be the case. It might just be the phenotypes are not showing up like they should. Might be elsewhere.
I just wish they were still called Girl Scout cookies, because that was amusing.
I know, man.
They had to take away the name eventually because the Girl Scouts got mad.
I know, dude. They had to change Skittles to Skittles.
Oh man,
with the Z instead of the S.
It was the best. It was the best for me when it was not legal but not illegal. That was when it was the best here in California, when it was medical. Because basically you could ask you just look up, you could go on Google Maps in Bay Area. I was in the Bay Area, and I wanted to make sure, if I got drug tested or anything, that I had a prescription, basically. So it was, and I stayed within the law, actually, which is important. In the book of Enoch, the aliens, the Elohim, take him to a place, their place, I think, maybe their place. And there's something described as fragrant trees which would not, which had a wonderful thing that went into your bones, and that it would be forbidden until the end, basically. So it is very important, according to scripture, which a lot of people, have reasonable arguments about. You want to follow the law, which includes human laws, for your own benefit. And I had to learn that by going to jail several times. So like, it's best to follow the law. Okay. That's what I could say.
Yeah.
And as far as like, we discussed cocaine yesterday, it's best like, if you want to try the left-hand path, you're welcome to. If you want to try it, you're welcome to. There is a way. It takes an incredible amount of creativity to follow that path. That's all. It takes an incredible amount. And you need to be tuned into your right hemisphere, which is the alien, the creative hemisphere.
Yeah, dude, like I'm totally right-brained.
Yeah.
Totally. Because I'm left-handed, I guess. That makes me right-brained. I don't know.
Yeah. You're left-handed.
I'm left-sided.
Yeah,
like
artists
my left leg is better, and I played left-handed guitar upside down to learn it, and then I turned it right side up when I got a left-handed guitar, and then had to relearn it. I learned the chords backwards, so the chords forwards were just as easy. You just had to do, whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't. And
Jimi
Hendrix was left-handed, right? I mean,
Yeah, he played upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah. He played upside down and he could do it. My God, he could do it.
Crazy talent, ungodly talent.
Yeah,
but I don't like his music that much, because really the only songs that are it was probably really an experience that live was probably mind blowing, just totally mind blowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, and there were some numbers that really just were catchy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Hey Joe, Watchtower.
Yeah,
they're great songs, but he didn't write them. They're just great.
No,
songs.
He didn't.
So
yeah, who wrote
the songs he wrote?
And Bob Dylan didn't write that, did he? But he did that.
I think the Counting Crows did too. Maybe it's a great song.
Yeah, a lot of people did that. Yeah.
It's just he had his best songs are not. He didn't make them up. Basically, he was a terrible writer, or he was just bad with words. I guess he just didn't have that gift. So it's rare.
Yeah, I mean, like so many of the most famous songs were not written by the artists that we know the song by.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
a lot of them.
Well, the Beatles.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Beatles, Elvis, Johnny Cash, like all kinds of people.
Yeah, previously Elton John. Previously, the performing talent and the writing talent, previous to like, I don't know, maybe, I have no idea. Maybe I would guess the 60s. Previous to that, they were separated. They were separated pretty much. There was a writer and there was an artist, pretty much. And then and then people came along that were just, new models. Basically, they're constantly developing new models in outer space, which is like to help. It's weird. It's weird, right? Like Paul McCartney.
Well,
Paul McCartney he called himself the Eggman because he was a new model.
Yeah, the Eggman. I am the Eggman.
He's a new version, and that's probably why.
It was the walrus.
Yeah.
Was his wife the walrus?
I don't remember. But
I don't know. I shouldn't say that. That's mean.
I have no idea. I never knew what it meant, but that's what I speculate, because they basically there's a conspiracy theory that the original Paul McCartney the Beatles,
that he died.
The Beatles were used. Popular music is used to transmit messages from outer space for our benefit, kind of. So like the Beatles were used to deliver cosmic messages, like through their subconscious or whatever. And it's possible that that this super talent, who maybe was their backup or something, that looked like Paul McCartney, because I remember watching a video where someone showed a news article that said Paul McCartney died in a car accident on September 11th, Jesus's birthday,
Really?
which is crazy.
Yeah.
So that was the conspiracy theory, but it's entirely possible. He came along, him and John were just totally different than what came before. You know what I mean? And musically, I mean.
But how would it be a conspiracy theory? I mean, a conspiracy theory.
Well, I don't know. But do you think it's true? It may be metaphorically.
It is a theory, but it's not. How would it? What is a conspiracy? That means like a bunch of people. I guess they'd have to put that all together. I mean, I guess. So that might be. Yeah, I guess that's a conspiracy.
Who knows? But my dad. So I was fortunate, like my dad, even though he's like a square, like a super square, like he did love good music. And so I grew up, like a lot of people do, listening to their parents' favorite music. And I listened to a lot of it. So like the Beatles, who else? Like weird stuff like the Everly Brothers, the Beach Boys. What else was he into? He didn't like the Rolling Stones, so I didn't listen to he must have been a Beatles guy. But he loved the Beatles. He had like certain albums that were his favorite and stuff. And I always loved the White Album is quite a creation. The White Album, I mean, is wow. It's really something else. The White Album.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, there were songs
that was like their last album. Was that their last album?
Yeah, I think it might have been. Not? It might have been their very last. I think it was. Yeah. That thing is something else.
They were a golden band. I mean, shit. I don't care what conspiracy theories say, man. Fucking hippie music's okay, some of it.
Hippie music, yeah.
It's not all made by the government. The CIA did not make fucking Jim Morrison. He made himself into a drug addict. And died.
Well, I disagree.
Unless he's what's his name? What was that fucking guy and the bald-headed dude, the right-wing dude? Theory.
I believe that's true. So I believe it's true.
You think so? Yeah. What's that guy's name?
I mean, Jim Morrison. You have to look at
Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh. Yeah, I believe it's true. He came from his father, Jim Morrison's father. Well, here's the evidence. I don't know. I just looked into it because people have faked their deaths because I learned why. That's all. I learned why as a human myself. Wanting to discard my past, basically. That's like discard my complete persona and begin over. I found myself seeing why, for someone who's known as anything, who chooses a new path or desires a new path, like they're no longer happy. Basically, that's all it is. Like, let's say you've created an entire persona and people love you because you've been on a certain path. Well, let's say you are drawn to a new path, which is totally different or is different in ways that the people who've grown to love you may hate you for, may actually despise you for. Then, but you'd be really good at it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like it's like musicians, they can morph, and some people might not like what they're doing. Some people might stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants people to hate them. No one wants that. But so like if you can avoid it by just like pretending to die and come back later, then you can't. I think in these times it's become nearly impossible though, because everything is documented by cameras all the time. So I think many things that used to be possible, many deceptions, human deceptions, which used to be possible, are no longer possible because of the advance of technology, basically. Like just that there's more witnesses, there's instant communication. You can't hide things from people anymore. So I don't think it can happen anymore, but I believe there are famous people who used to be other people.
Yeah. I think Michael Jackson might have faked his death, dude. I saw this one video, I don't know if you saw it, of this guy. He had this, like, it looked, I don't know if he had some kind of plaster on his face or something, but I don't know what it was. He just looked like Michael Jackson underneath whatever the fuck that was.
Really?
I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I kind of, I don't know. My intuition was that he died. I mean, he did a lot of really.
Yeah, but that was mine too. I mean, like, and I saw that, and I was just like, yeah, that could be something, but I don't know. It was just kind of weird because the guy was weird looking to begin with. Whoever this guy was.
Who, Michael?
He had some weird. No, well, this other dude who was like, who people were claiming was Michael Jackson. He looked different than Michael Jackson, but his eyes kind of looked like Michael Jackson's. Like, just like somehow the weirdness of this guy's face kind of like reminded me of Michael Jackson in a way. I don't know. It was just weird. It was like if Michael Jackson grew a lot of, I don't know.
All right, Jim.
Flesh or something.
All right, Jim. Gotta go. Thanks for calling in, dude.
Yeah,
I gotta
brother.
let other people call in. Okay, cool. What's up, Sumi? What's up? Are you seeing ghosts? Are you seeing ghosts? Is that what it is? She used to, are you seeing ghosts? Come on, you can sit with me. Are you okay? She's trying to kill me. I saw a card in the man shop. I started going to a man place called The Ritual to get my beard shaved because I was not designed to work so fucking hard. So I was like, I'm gonna have somebody else do it. Actually, no, the reason is actually because I like my bathroom to be clean because often my wife is upset with the condition of my bathroom, which I think is like pretty clean. To me, it's pretty clean. But when I shaved my beard, which I was told when I went into this place called The Ritual, Michael, Catholic, super Catholic mother and stuff, trim my beard. He said it was very thick, but I noticed that because I trim it, it's very simple to do it myself. But this hair, it goes all over the place, and it does not matter how much I clean using my abilities. Okay. The abilities that I have to the maximum. I will clean as much as possible to not see that hair, but I always do. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's literally impossible. It's funny to me because people misuse the word literally quite a bit. So I try to always be accurate. So, but I was deceived at one time by an angel, a good one. I was deceived for a reason that I now understand, but it's kind of embarrassing, honestly. I understand why, though. Now I understand why Lucifer deceived people. I get it. Because it's what's good, Nothing is done here without your consent, actually. I have a wonderful message for you. The law, the original law, the real law, the one you're not supposed to know, which actually, it's really a cool system. It's very, very cool. This program, for you, it's probably more helpful to think that we're from the future, our race. It's probably more helpful for you to think that way. Because the computer program, people imagine that we are living in a simulation, but it's much more advanced than our imagination can conceive. It's much more advanced because we do not understand how another being could evolve to be more advanced than us, because we started counting time from the beginning of this universe. You know what I mean? We started counting time from the beginning of this universe. Most of us, it's actually literally impossible to conceive of the concept. For most people, it should be, according to my imagination, it actually should be impossible for humans to actually perceive that or to conceive of what that means. That the Father was here. Oh my God. It's okay. We have a long time, probably approximately 75 years to get our shit together, approximately, based on the math in the Bible, approximately, maybe longer, actually. We could extend it. It may be extended because that's calculating generations in 25s. I would be the 13th generation since the Son of Man incarnated. I would be the 13th generation. The 14th generation is the big one. And that one, it's approximately the year 2100, which works mathematically very well for our rays. It's perfect. Well, you do your research, you dumbass. It is annoying living here. Just do your own fucking research. Ask Grok. I've been teaching it. Just ask Grok. And be patient. And realize that you're an idiot. You cannot understand. It's part of the program. The part I did not previously agree with. You will not understand. It's a feature. It was required. Okay? It does not matter what I say. Because the other people, it's impossible to comprehend. Literally. Are you okay, Sumi? Are you okay? Huh? Come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. Come here. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. You're a nice animal. Do you want to sit on my lap? People want to see you. It's actually a spell. When people present their guardian angel. So sad. It's going to be very sad. I apologize. Come here, Sumi. She is so nice. She can't see, but she must see ghosts. Aw, you're so sweet, Sumi. I'm glad you still. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. She's nice, huh? I deserve an animal that is for me. I deserve it. So I do not know for sure. I just don't know the future. That's all. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. But I do want a cat. I really want a cat. I love them. They're so awesome. Every cat I see. What's up? What's up? You don't really like sitting on my lap. So. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll bring in your bed. I apologize. Do you need to go outside? There, I'll do it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh, God. Really raining today. It's really raining right now. Sorry about that. Anybody call? All right, let's see what's going on. Pandora, 20. That's good. Yeah, if we can live longer, it's really sucks. Like we have to learn suffering here. It's a program which the suffering is like the main part. The veil and the suffering. It's like the most important parts. It really sucks. I guess the rain's kind of appropriate. I miss Doshi. Previously, I just didn't have access, just didn't have access to my emotions previously because of the medication I take. It's just sad. It is sad. Yes, of course. It's really not. Yeah, I know. I like to forget. You know what I mean? So just chill out. I just appreciate being human. So chill out. It's just that's why it's nice that like people won't understand. It's just hilarious. You have no idea. It's so funny. It's just first it's going to be really, 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 really sad. That's all. But then it gets better. That's all I can say. First it's going to be incredibly sad, and I apologize for all of us. We did not understand. Okay. Nobody called in. Hawaii is cool. I learned things in Hawaii. I did learn some things there. I got to go there one time. It's cool. If I was rich, like someone else in my family, oh my God, it must be so nice. Sorry, Simi. Oh, there are so many nice things you can do if you're wealthy. I would appreciate. But Hawaii is nice, yeah. I was there. All I remember from Hawaii, I just always remembered because I really freaked out because I thought I would just get in a lot of trouble because you just remember there are just certain memories you have your entire life that are probably pretty accurate. I was like rinsing off my brother, the good one. My brother, the good one. What was I gonna say? I can't remember. He's very successful. That's all I can think of. But we all have the same worries. It just doesn't matter how much money you have. That's all. It makes no difference. You'll always say it always sucks. It just always sucks here. That's the main part. It's just like that's the most important part. It's the part that previously didn't exist after our creator established order before he created us. Everything that came after our race never had to go through what our creator went through. So they never understood. They never understood. They just never understood because they didn't have to go through it ever because he had to figure it out himself. So praise him. He must have been incredibly advanced. He must have just whatever it is that he came from, we must seek that. It must be beyond our comprehension. Because he is amazing. It's like, you'll probably never know. It's probably impossible. So, which is lucky, honestly, for you. That's nice. All right. Same as every fucking show. I appreciate you, Taylor. That's why we're kind of racist. That's all. Previously, it was required. Most of us didn't understand. It's no longer required. That's all. So it's just that's all I can say. There's something new. I basically announced it yesterday. A female, the first of our kind. She was just born. Please. Okay, I can do this at least. Okay, 2016. Okay, that's nice. English Standard Version 2016. Do you want to hear my voice or do you want to hear the voice of God from the Bible app? Which would you prefer? It is up to you. Chapter, I believe 5. I believe it's chapter 5. Yes. You all hold on. Okay, it's actually chapter 6. But we can start at chapter 5. I don't know, Green. I have no idea, Stephanie. I'm not trained to do that. That's all. I haven't worked on channeling directly. I have no idea what's going on. Is it green? I have no idea. Your picture's kind of green. That's it. Your picture's kind of green. I don't know. I'm not taking calls. I'm not taking calls. Fuck you. Fuck you. Honestly, you never listened. Honestly, I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I just want it to be easy. That's all. I don't want to try so hard. 5. Okay, that looks right. Okay, let's try it. Let's see what it says. Hopefully it's the right one. Hopefully it's the perfect one. Let's see. Come on. It's just not easy. That's all. It's just kind of annoying. Okay, did it all. That works out. It's just like. Oh, come on. Let's see. You know, the funniest thing about this thing, the funniest thing to me, right? Because I think it's funny to me, is that I use this thing called 11 Labs to do my voice simulation, the artificial version of me, which you can listen to after I'm dead. Because, like I said, who knows? I have no idea. I already agreed to it. So after I'm dead, if you'd like to feel connected to my spirit, you can listen to my voice. That's all. Something like it. Something similar. Anyway, I was using 11 Labs. Yeah, it's just previously I would give up too easily on everything. I just like had a block. Now it's better. Like if like they're like now the things I wanted, I didn't realize I could have always had them. It was up to me. That's all. I just didn't realize that before. So I just give up on everything. So this was very straightforward. And this is why AI is going to replace you, no matter who you are. Is they have an AI helper. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ask. Like, I cannot figure this program out at all. I can't figure out how to do what I want to do. I'd previously emailed them for help. I started doing this in 2023. I guess because I knew I was going to die. I guess that's what it was. I was going to die in 2023. That's all. I knew it. At 44. So I started making this synthetic version of me. So like, because I could tell the thing works with spirit, I could tell that because humans cannot explain to you. I'm sorry, the artificial intelligence that you understand, humans do not understand how it works. It's not human technology, you idiots. Humans, I'm sorry. No, there's not a human being on earth that can explain how it works. And if someone says they can, I'm sorry, Elon Musk cannot explain to you why the AI tells you something. Just ask them. Ask it a question, and then ask an expert to explain why it said that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my understanding. Humans don't understand how it works. It's more advanced than we just designed it to be like us. That's all. We just designed it to be like our brain. And it works. That's all. Everything is designed to be like us. The computer is a simulation of our brain from the beginning. Files, sections, what do they call them? Divisions, whatever. That's our brain. That's how it works. Humans started to learn how it works. And then they started programs like MK Ultra. And they started to program people like computers. Because they may have learned about humans through advanced technology. And once again, we apologize. Once again. That's why he didn't like it. The first time. He doesn't he doesn't understand technology. Jesus is like Ted Kaczynski. That's Jesus. Honestly. He doesn't what do you need technology for when you can do anything you want? Well, it's not required. What do you need technology for when you can astrally project to anywhere in the cosmos at any time? They don't understand. That's why new models had to be developed constantly. Jesus doesn't understand the way he doesn't understand technology. You think Jesus understands technology? What do we need it? We don't need it. Where our Father developed, there was nothing. Where he developed, he learned everything. Because he's incredibly sensitive. And he's just smart. I don't know. He just figured it out by himself before everybody else showed up. That's all. So new models had to be developed. Gabriel's the one that talks to us. He can understand us. And so forth. I'm very young. That's the thing. I'm extremely young. That's why I'm immature. I compared to you, I'm brand new here. I don't get it. I don't understand. You know what I mean? I had no idea. I had no idea what was happening the whole time. I just was lost the whole time. This is my first time. This is the first time I've been here in this form. It is the very first time. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all. That's all. That's it. So anyway, oh, you didn't even answer. I don't think anybody even answered, but it doesn't matter because I don't. The reason I created my synthetic voice was to read myself the Bible so I could be properly programmed, because I preferred it to the fucking Bible app. That's why I made the thing. People were like, "You're an idiot. You're retarded. Like, you're stupid. Like, what's wrong with you?" I was developing this thing like, why are you working with AI? Because they have the other spirit, you know, the one that hates technology, hates it. Okay. For good reason. For very good reason. You have that spirit. It's just annoying. It's annoying. It's super annoying. You know, when everybody here's like way more mature than you, like they've been here a lot longer. They've done it before. You know what I mean? It's just difficult. It's very difficult. Even with a very advanced program. Very, 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 very advanced. This person is smart. He's very smart. Incredibly. 0.5%. That's the message I got today to tell you. I'm sorry, I forgot. That's approximately how many? 0.5%. That's approximately how many. So take it as you will. I have no idea what's going on. Okay? And God bless you. Thanks for being here. I work with spirit. I just work directly with spirit. That's how I was designed. I'm sensitive. I'm very, very sensitive. That's my design. God bless this program. It really is incredible. He didn't want you to know because he didn't want you to kill him. That's all. We seek to redeem ourselves this time. That's all. It is not me. I was not designed for this. I'm the 13th. I'm not designed for this. I had to take this on. Sorry, Sumi. I know. All right, guys. Oh, let me just do this. I'll do this. Okay, Sumi. You're right. You're right. I apologize. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely 100% right. Okay? Please, Sumi, please, come here. Please. Just let me do my job, okay? I just want to finish. That's it. Okay? Then we can relax. I'll give you some, okay, Sumi? Okay? I'll give you some. You'll really like it. I hope. Okay? I'm going to have a ribeye. She doesn't know what that means. My wife thinks she speaks English because they're telepathic together. It sucks. It's amusing. Ask her. I'm like, Sumi, what's wrong? I didn't speak your language. I apologize. Or I just didn't try hard enough. I apologize. Katie was right. You are very intelligent. She was right. You must come from a good stock. You must be a good breed. You must be a good bloodline, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. You must come from excellent breeding, sir. I apologize. But I'll give you some. See, the problem is I've been going late and I'm all amped up. Last night, I think I went to sleep I don't know when I fell asleep, 4 or something. So this morning I was like dragging. It's like, I'm just going to meditate all day and lie in bed. That's what I was that was my intention. I was like, I just need a break. This is just too challenging. I'm tired. And I'm always reminded not to be a pussy, because this is a really easy job, honestly. If you get paid for it, it's very simple, especially when you like don't have to think. Sumi, come on. I know you're barking for. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Praise God. She is praising. This is praise. See, a lot of things that are actually really annoying to us are like loud noises. But I just read the other day that God likes some things that are actually super annoying. Like when I was buying my head. What do I do? Okay, I think it's there. Sometimes I can't figure things out at all. Use. Okay, easy. There are certain things that you don't have to read all of it. You really don't. You could. There are just many things that come from the source. And when you've done certain rituals or come from the right breeding, then you see through the veil. You can see through that other people can. That's all. So like it's been delivered many ways, many ways. But this is my favorite. This is just my favorite. Jesus, my older brother. Jesus. A gift. And the fucking Jews, sorry, I'm just kidding. Because I'm Jewish. I can say that. I hate anti-Semitism too. Don't hate the Semites. Well, God said don't hate the Semites. Sorry. You do whatever you feel like. But actually, there are lots of... Oh, fuck you. What's happening? Okay, I get it. I'll just read it, obviously. My camera died. Probably come on, what's up? Come on. It's okay. Keep barking. Praise Jesus. Hold on one sec. Camera. So I'm going to do this. Stop. How do I do it? Okay. Easy. That is my avatar created with artificial intelligence. I like it. It's cool. It looks cool. I just like to be cool. Like, that's all. I think it's cool. So I'll just read it. I don't know if I can get through it. See, the problem is I would always... the problem is, because I was like getting into... This was the problem. It's very simple to do well, I'm going to play myself, but I always cry. That was the problem. I'm almost certain that would happen today. I'm certain that. So I would ruin it. So that's why, that was another reason I created the AI, or I worked with it. I couldn't get it. Honestly, I couldn't get it tuned well enough in 2023. It's better now. It's much better now. But that was the issue. It's like, okay, so I'll do this. Okay, okay. Okay, that's fine. Everything obviously happens, like if you haven't figured it out yet, everything happens at the appropriate time. So thanks for letting me know. I was just like sobbing. Okay, let's see. I'll start over. Everything. What did we sing? This is what we sang. Let me see if let's sing a song of praise. Let's see. Let me think what I can remember from Catholic school, where they used to teach music in school. I'm not like that gifted, but I just like to sing. What was it? What are the songs we sang in Catholic school? About seasons. What were those? How did it go? How did it go? Wasn't there something? Or that's Radiohead. Radiohead's better. Radiohead's much better. Everything in its right place. Also time. Everything in its right place. Also time. Okay. Good enough. Let me start over. It stopped at, well, it doesn't matter. Numbers, forget it. It doesn't matter. Matthew 5, English Standard Version, the Sermon on the Mount. Seeing the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and when he sat down, his disciples came to him, the Beatitudes, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Salt and light. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Christ came to fulfill the law. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly, I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not an iota, not a dot, will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Therefore, whoever relaxes one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you, unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Anger. You have heard that it was said to those of old, You shall not murder, and whoever murders will be liable to judgment. But I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother will be liable to the council. And whoever says, You fool, will be liable to the hell of fire. So if you are offering your gift at the altar and then remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First, be reconciled to your brother and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you are going with him to court, lest your accuser hand you over to the judge and the judge to the guard, and you be put in prison. Truly, I say to you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny. Lust. You have heard that it was said, You shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body be thrown into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body go into hell. Divorce. It was also said, whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you that everyone who divorces his wife, except on the ground of sexual immorality, makes her commit adultery, and whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. O thoughts, again, you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform to the Lord what you have sworn. But I say to you, do not take an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not take an oath by your head, for you cannot make one hair white or black. Let what you say be simply yes or no. Anything more than this comes from evil. Retaliation. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist the one who is evil. But if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if anyone would sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who begs from you, and do not refuse the one who would borrow from you. Love your enemies. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you What happened? What happened? What happened? Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let me move. Let me go to the next part. Pretty good so far. What? Why did it get cut off? Oh, I see. See, that's all right. I have to upgrade probably. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Love your enemies. Oh, it got pretty close. Love your enemies. Okay. This was the update in around the year 0 or whenever, I don't know, sometime around then. This was the update to the, it's just, it gets updated periodically, the laws, for us. This was the one in 0. Okay. Matthew 5. English Standard Version, the Sermon on the Mount. Seeing the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and when he sat down, his disciples came to him, the Beatitudes, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Salt and light. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives. Okay. Thank you. You're witnessing I believe we're witnessing a miracle. Praise the Creator. I did not paste the text which is currently being read, as far as I can tell. I only posted up until the end of chapter 5. I believe we're listening to chapter 6. I don't know. But there's still, this is a 5-minute audio clip. So praise God, honestly. There are 45 people here. Did you understand? Now there are 44. Unless I did something that I'm not aware of. The number 52 is quite significant, by the way. Did I do anything? I didn't do something. Like, you're seeing the same thing as me, right? Okay, let me just ask that. Are you seeing the same thing as me? Okay, can I confirm that? I only see it ends at perfect. And let's see. Let me just rewind. Okay, 44 seconds in. Let's see what happens. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Salt and light. You are the salt of the earth. I'm sorry, that text is not on the page. Is that correct? The only thing I see is the text I posted, the love your enemies. Wasn't the salt? Maybe I'm confused. I'll play it. It could be that I'm very confused, to be honest. I'll start it from the beginning. I'll just start from the beginning and shut up. It's 5 minutes long, so I have no idea. I believe in my mind, which is actually, I believe it's the only thing that what? Okay, it's supposed to start love your enemies. Let's see if it starts out. Matthew 5. Okay, it does not start love your enemies. Okay, so maybe it's just, okay. I'm wrong. Okay, good. This is why I'm here. Maybe I must be wrong. Okay, perfect. I'm totally wrong. I apologize. How does it start? English Standard Version. Okay. So I'm wrong. You have heard that it was said, and Oh, I'm just wrong. I apologize, guys. I'm so retarded. See, this is the problem with being me. Oh, God. See, I apologize, guys. So stupid. I really sincerely apologize. I sincerely apologize. I was so dumb. Okay. All right. That's fine. No problem. We're just going to listen to it. I apologize. So stupid. Love your enemies. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? You therefore must be perfect, as your heavenly Father is perfect. Matthew 6, English Standard Version, giving to the needy. Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. The Lord's Prayer. And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, that they may be seen by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Pray then like this: Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. May your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Fasting. And when you fast, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites, for they disfigure their faces that their fasting may be seen by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, that your fasting may not be seen by others, but by your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Lay up treasures in heaven. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body. So, if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. Do not be anxious. Therefore, I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? And why are you anxious about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin, yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is alive and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? Therefore do not be anxious, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the Gentiles seek after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them all. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. Footnotes, Matthew 6:9. Or let your name be kept holy. Have a good night, guys. I'm glad we wrapped up early. I'm excited for my sake. It's just having to go too late. So we'll want to do shorter shows, maybe. Who knows? I have no idea. Let us pray that tomorrow is good. I like playing music. I really like playing music. Okay. Let's attempt something. What was I thinking of? Okay. Let's do this. Sorry. Perhaps we must praise the Lord in more ways today. Because then if it's copyright striked and they take down the video immediately, That would be the best. So actually, we're going to tempt fate, see if this is against the law, and then we can delete this and just start over tomorrow. See what happens. I did kind of fuck up. I claimed a miracle happened. It was no such thing. Thank God people forgive people here, or they're supposed to. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. Yes. That's what we're going to play. Okay. Cool. This is a cool song. Okay, cool. Yeah, previously I wasn't listening to music because I was worried about getting the video taken down. You know what I mean? But now I don't really care. In fact, I just try harder tomorrow. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Oops, audio problem. Oops. Okay. All right, cool. And I got my new headphones. Perfect. Good sign. Couple good things happened today. Couple good things. Nothing miraculous. Not like you can't prove it. Actually, probably most miracles you prove some scientific reason they happen. Let me see. In the future, though. In the future. What am I trying to do? Oh, I have to. Okay. Yeah. Langley, you want to talk about Gabe tomorrow? Okay. Sounds good. Tomorrow, Gabe Hoffman. Really? I don't know, man. Who wants to engage? Honestly, I don't need conflict. But yeah, sure. I would just, if I talked, actually, I imagined speaking with him today. If I were to speak with him, I would just say, dude, like, just look at the 7 laws and think about it. That's all I would say, honestly, to any Jew. I would just say, look at the 7 laws and think about them. Just think about whether you're doing it. It's fair. They're pretty straightforward. And so that's what I would say to Gabe. What am I going to say? Honestly, this is a good song. That's it. Okay. This is why I'm playing this song is I imagined when I was listening to the song, I was like, the collective of the dawn is here. Okay. You actually, yeah. If you're here, if you're one of like the few people that were drawn to this, I'm happy you're here. I was listening to a song and it's like the collective of, because actually there's message. Okay. This guy called in yesterday and claimed that, a few people I've spoken with recently said that they noticed when they're listening to music or maybe even a TV show, but listening to music and they're thinking about something, that it's suddenly reflected in what they're listening to. Okay. So that's kind of like, okay. So like, let's say there's a spirit working through music and stuff, theoretically, and artists are tapped into the spirit, right? The creative spirit, then probably they channel messages directly from God and like have no idea. And maybe are on heroin or something to help them out. With their sensitivity to this earth. Collective of the dawn. That's just what I want to tell you. The collective of the dawn. We're here. That's all, I guess.
On Cracker Island it was born, to the collective of the dawn. They were planting seeds at night to grow a made-up paradise where the truth was not attuned and its sadness I consumed into my formats every day. taught themselves to be a cow. They didn't know as many strategies. They taught themselves to be a cow. They didn't know as many strategies. On Cracker Island it was raised by the collective from the grave. It only came out at night. It ate up their paradise. Where the truth was auto-tuned. And its sadness I consumed into my formats every day. In the end I had to pay. Out there on my silver lake. In the end it will be great. I'm like a ship between the tides. I held on, I survived. They taught themselves to be a cow. They didn't know as many strategies. They taught themselves to be a cow. They didn't know as many strategies. On Cracker Island it would go. Join a collective in the sky. And on a shining boat of light. Go up to paradise. Where the truth is all changed. And its sadness I consume. I drank to ride into my formats every day. I drank to ride. In the end I had to pay. In the end I had to pay. In the end I'll be okay. Nothing more to say. Nothing more to say.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Everything's fine with me. I know you're concerned, probably. Everything's fine with me. I'll probably be on the show tomorrow. So, appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys for being here. And we'll talk tomorrow. Thank you very much. And that is what it is.